this up a little more. Well, I had that perfect a minute ago.
Good morning.
Is anybody there?
No, not yet.
I see 14.
Okay.
You're a little slower than me.
Okay.
And people are commenting already.
All right.
So I guess you can hear us. I know, that's always the first question I ask. And
Well, we tried to pick this
morning.
time because this way it's...
Yes, we are really live this time. Shoot.
Oh, that was a big... I guess you need to discuss that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Like they
Yeah.
never got it taken back down.
It was awful.
It was a mess.
He was just testing a new piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And he thought he had done it private.
Still don't have it figured out yet.
No.
Still
I have
don't.
no idea what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. Well, I still don't have the new gizmo figured out
No,
yet.
but now we're scared to test it.
Yeah. Well, I'll just make sure that I tap private next time for sure before I go any further. But anyway. So, it's
It's a wee bit breezy here in Florida this morning.
yeah.
I think the temperature is in the high 50s, and we are not sitting in the sun.
No.
But, so here we are.
Really, none of these picnic tables were in the
No.
sun.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, there's sun shining around us, and it's going to get up into the 60s today,
Yeah.
but not at 10:30 this morning.
No.
And a little bit of a breeze,
A
of
little
course.
bit of breeze. So,
So-
drug out the sweaters.
Yeah. Anyway, so it looks like Dan is here. I'm not allowed to look close to the phone because then
No,
Deb
you've
gets
got
mad
several right now.
at me. Well, awesome.
Everyone's saying
Fabulous.
good morning, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's having a good morning, and hope everybody is thawing out. And
Yes.
we've been watching the news, and although it's been cooler here than we would like it to be, and people tell us this is not normally the case here, it's still, we're in much better shape, of course, than the folks that are just west of us and north and west of us and north of us.
Yes.
So,
our kids, we've been
cover the
talking
big
to them
area,
daily in
you know.
Northwest Arkansas, and it's just been miserable.
Yeah.
Of course, they didn't lose a lot of power like they did in Texas.
Yeah.
They did a rolling shutdown for them a few times, but
And
no damage so far.
some friends that we have, their natural gas got shut down for a little bit. So, and I have yet to talk to them since to see how they handled it. But they had some backup plans. So, we'll see what happens.
Yep.
We'll
It's
find
just
out
been a
today.
miserable winter. We're ready for
Yeah.
spring. Come
Absolutely.
on, spring.
Yeah, and on Groundhog Day, he wasn't too promising. He didn't.
Well, his 6 weeks are getting real close to being up. Isn't it 6 more weeks of winter?
Yeah, but hey, I think he predicts that almost every year. So
Yeah.
we can't go by him.
Well, he is in Pennsylvania, right?
What does that mean? Maybe
Well, in Pennsylvania, they do have a longer winter.
this is true.
That's what I meant by
This
that.
is true. This is true. So, how's everything?
Clicking right along.
Okay, good.
We had visitors yesterday
Yeah, Bill and Deb
from Meemaw Matters.
from Meemaw Matters. Yeah, they're wintering down here a little further south of us.
They
Yes.
drove all the way up to see us,
Uh-huh.
and we sat and visited for probably a couple of hours inside our gazelle with our little fire pit going, so we were cozy.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But we failed to get pictures.
yeah. And we try to always do that
And we
when
were so
folks come
busy
to visit
visiting
us. Yeah.
that it didn't occur to me until after they had left that we forgot to get a picture.
And they were driving a little black Chevy HHR, so I didn't think I'd be able to catch them.
No, we've been able to catch them. They had another 3-hour drive ahead of them to get back
Yeah,
to where they're
thereabouts.
staying.
Yeah, Sure enough.
And we really enjoyed their visit and
Right.
appreciated them coming up and spending some time with us. That was always fun.
Yeah. So check out their YouTube channel. It's Meemaw Matters. And I believe there is an apostrophe on Matters at the end. Meemaw Matters. M-A-T-T-E-R apostrophe S. I
think
believe.
so.
But I think you'll get there anyway if you just go to the search window and type in Meemaw Matters without the apostrophe.
Probably.
But, you know.
Probably.
But anyway, we had a lot in common. They used to own property up in Northwest Arkansas, and they have relatives in the Northwest Arkansas area. So we were both familiar with a lot of the same things, including one of Deb's favorite liquor stores.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
They know where Lefty's is.
yeah, they know where Lefty's is. But anyway, and Lefty's is one of our favorites because it's real close to a campground we visit when we're back in
They have a
Arkansas.
Dollar General and a Lefty's,
Right.
so we're good.
Yeah. So it's real close when we're back in Arkansas conducting business, which we will be heading back that way here in about 3 weeks or so.
I believe
But
so.
we're going to mosey back that direction. We're not going to beeline straight back. And hopefully the winter weather will straighten up as we go. And a lot of folks are coming in and commenting here. Can you?
Meemaws Matters, yes, with an apostrophe.
Yeah. On the matters part.
No. Meemaws,
Uh-huh.
M-E-M-A-W, apostrophe S.
See?
Matters. It means she owns the matters.
Oh, okay.
If you'll remember your punctuation. Right? Doesn't that show possession?
That's so,
I don't know.
So if you say Deb's bill,
That means you
Well-
belong to me.
yeah, right, with an apostrophe after
I don't know.
the B. So if it's D-E-B apostrophe S, and you're referring to me as Deb's bill, then that means
You belong to me.
I am your property.
That's what that means.
Interesting. Interesting. So anyway, go ahead.
We've got 56 on.
Wow.
And we appreciate you all coming in this morning.
Fantastic.
Don't know what else to say there.
Well, we're back here again at the southernmost entrance to the Itchituckney Springs State Park. Here at this particular entrance is where when people go kayaking and they put in at the north end of the park. This is where if they want to take the short run, which is about 2 miles or so. I think so.
That's what you
Yeah.
told me. 2 to 4, I don't remember.
Yeah, somewhere in that ballpark.
But it's all just you just float.
Yeah, but
It's
this
not
is
heavy paddling.
this is where they come out if they're going to take the short run. And there's quite a few cars here, so that means there's a lot of folks on the river already this morning, even though the temperature is in the upper 50s right now.
Well, once you get down on the water, because the water is 72 degrees, then that's got to come up and heat
Yeah.
you in your kayak.
Yeah.
Speaking of kayaking,
Yeah.
we went kayaking the other day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll be uploading a video about that here before too long. We went to Silver Spring State Park.
It's
And
beautiful.
yeah, we highly recommend, and I'm sure a lot of you folks are familiar with Silver Spring State Park, but it's absolutely beautiful there, which, all these places are. And it was last Thursday is when we went, and the temperatures that particular day happened to be in the low 80s, and it was just beautiful. I got a couple of decent underwater shots of a manatee while we were there.
No
and-
monkeys, though.
Yeah,
Very disappointing.
and we wanted to see monkeys because that's where, years and years ago, I guess the story goes, and I'm sure some of you are familiar with the story, where the gentleman put in this attraction there.
I got to go grab a
okay,
piece of
yeah.
equipment.
Yeah, some of our stuff was blown away here with the wind. But anyway, as the story goes, the gentleman put in an attraction there of sorts where he took you on a boat ride similar to a jungle boat ride, I guess.
It was supposed to be like a Tarzan thing.
Yeah. So he brought in these monkeys and to make it look more realistic, and they've
He
been there
didn't
ever
realize that, number one, monkeys could swim, and so a lot of them escaped the
since.
island.
Yeah, a few of them did.
And so then he had to buy more, according to the story, bring
Okay.
more in.
Yeah, you read a lot more of it than I did.
And they kind of made that their home, and they didn't realize that monkeys reproduce so quickly. He didn't know a lot about monkeys, sounds like. But anyway, they have semi,
morning, Bill
well,
and
I guess
Deb.
they are wild monkeys down by Silver Springs.
Southern California, someone
But
from
we
Southern
didn't get to
California.
see any of them.
The comments probably won't pop up as quick there as they are here because it's delayed slightly.
Well,
There's a little
we
bit
got
of a lag.
several coming in this morning.
fabulous,
Got
absolutely
69.
Wow.
69 of you got up and got around this morning.
Yeah. Well, if you're from California, you got up real early.
I know.
Yeah. What are we? Let's see. We're on
2
Eastern
hours.
time.
No,
No,
3.
no. 3.
3
At
hours.
least 3. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. Well, thank you for getting up so early for us. We appreciate that. But anyway, a lot of folks have asked us in the past because we've already floated. We floated Ichetuckney Springs. We floated the Santa Fe River, and in many ways, I liked it as well, if not better than the others. And then, of course, we just recently floated at Silver Springs, and a lot of folks have asked, "Seen any gators?" Well, not until Thursday, last Thursday at Silver Springs, and at first, there was a lot of people on the river that day, and at first, we would have people say, "Hey, there's a gator over there or over there. If you look just beyond this old boat that's wrecked up on the beach, you'll see this gator hiding out." And we didn't know what to look for at first, so we couldn't find him. And then all of a sudden, we realized what we needed to be looking for.
It was kind of the focus point for all the other kayakers
Yeah.
to help Bill find gators.
Right. Yeah.
They'd say, "There's one
Yeah,
down there."
But once we figured out what to look for and see a lot of, of course they were hiding, they were stealthy. Now we did have one swimming in the water. But once we figured that out, we started seeing gators everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably saw 5 or 6 during that trip.
And the fee, because we had our own kayaks,
Mm-hmm.
was $6 a person.
Yeah, altogether it added up to $6
And basically,
a person.
you can launch there with your own kayaks.
Right.
I don't know what it was to rent a kayak because I didn't really look at that, but they have rental places for kayaks everywhere
Yeah.
down here.
Yeah, this is a kayaking mecca.
And so if you don't bring your own, that doesn't stop you from going. Wow, somebody's gone crazy.
It's that flock of whatever those birds are flying over. But go ahead.
No, I was just telling, we don't always tell the fee. To get in most
Yeah.
of the state parks, just to get in through the gate is usually $6 a vehicle.
Yeah.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
There may be some different prices, but that's what we have discovered so
But
far.
at Silver Springs, if you go in for the purpose of kayaking, basically they charge you a $2 entry fee per person if you're going straight.
Somebody said that sounded like snow geese.
Well, it's some kind of a native bird in this area. We need to research that
It
more
may be
because
geese.
well, I don't think they are. I think there's some kind of
Can't see them.
a stork, some kind of a stork or something.
Well, they were headed north if they're snow geese, but they
Yeah.
changed their mind and came back south.
Said, whoops, not
Whoops,
yet.
no.
Let's wait a minute. But $2 per person to get in, and then $4 to launch your kayak if you have your own kayak. We don't know what, like I say, we don't know what
No.
they charged if you wanted to rent a kayak, but they did have some totally clear kayaks.
Yes. They called them glass bottom, but they were just
Yeah,
clear
but
plastic.
they were clear plastic all the way through, and we went by a few folks that were using those, and of course they always were looking down to see what they could see, and of course the water is absolutely crystal clear. I got a couple of shots of some fish and stuff and everything.
So
and,
you'll be getting that uploaded soon?
I hope. There's a lot of editing. I shot almost 30 minutes worth of clips, and I try to reduce that down and take the best of all that and reduce it down to a 7 or 8 minute video, because quite honestly, the kayaking videos don't seem to attract as much interest as some of our other subjects. But
you have to
hey,
be there, I guess.
still want everybody to know that we're having a blast and we're enjoying it. And something else that I thought I might mention right quick. We canoed a lot when we were young, but then of course, as time goes on and life got in the way, we didn't get to do those sort of things. And then we didn't get back into kayaks until about 5 years ago?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because I know the first time
Okay.
you mentioned it to me, I said, "You're crazy. We're
Okay.
not going to buy
Now,
kayaks."
Deb's going to be upset when I tell you this, okay? But the reason why I'm saying this is because it's never too late to to take on something like this and have fun with it. I'm 68 years old, and Deb is
Now, watch it.
a little younger than me. How's that?
That's good.
Okay. I'm a year and 1 month older than she is. See, I didn't tell your age, right?
Right.
I didn't tell your age, but you know, it's something you can do, and of course, choosing the right kind of kayak that will serve your purpose is something to consider as well. If you wanted to get into this sort of thing, and we're on our third set of kayaks since we started, and the second set that we had, in many ways, we liked them better than the set we have now. But the set we have now works better as far as transporting them is concerned and things like that. So the compromises work themselves out. But if anybody's ever interested in and wants our take on what they
Cancun.
Oh yeah.
Somebody is in Cancun.
Well, I don't want to talk to them.
No.
But anyway, if anybody ever had an interest in that and you wanted to ask us about that, we'd be happy to give you our input on how to choose a kayak
We
for
love
your,
our
for your
kayaks
particular
and
needs.
we love our bicycles.
Yes. Yeah, we do.
We don't do quite as much riding, though, as I thought we would.
Well, we haven't had the opportunity around some of the places we've been. Don't have our bikes are road bikes, and when we bought our bikes, they were for riding on the road. Well, we don't like riding on the road because cars want to kill cyclists. So, but in Northwest Arkansas, where we're from, they have dedicated paved bike trails that have a center line and everything. It's just like a miniature highway, and they're all through Northwest Arkansas. You can literally go anywhere from Bella Vista to Fayetteville on a bike trail, and now and then cross a road. But for the most part, you're away from cars. And so there are bike trails in this area, but we don't have a decent enough bike rack to carry our bikes to go to these bike trails. So that's next on the list, is to get a decent
We
bike rack.
always have a list going.
We've always got a list.
Speaking of lists.
Yes. Yes. Many of you have reached out to us about, of course, we've got this upcoming build. We got the upcoming build of the new trailer.
About it.
And we're excited about it.
Hopefully they'll get it done quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. And anyway, I don't even want to worry about that part, because I remember the last build, and I remember the list that Deb would present me of a morning as what she expected me to get done.
It's going to be double that this time.
Particular day. But anyway, that part I'm dreading a little bit, but hey, we'll get there. But as far as the list is concerned, you know, we did put together an Amazon wish list, and we have had a few folks reach out to us and want to help us with that. And we need to admonish to everyone that the new trailer that we're having spec built, listen very carefully, it will not be ready to pick up from the manufacturer until around May the 1st. And we are holding off on, we have a list, but we're holding off on starting to place these orders, because if we started placing orders now and they started arriving within just a matter of days, we'd have to store them, all that stuff, somewhere. So actually, we're going to wait on actually getting things shipped and getting them on the way till we'll start concerning ourselves with that roughly about a month or so before the trailer is ready to pick up, so we can start our build. So we appreciate everyone reaching out to us. You have no idea how much we appreciate that. But here again, we don't want to. We appreciate your help, but let's just keep in mind that we'd rather wait before we have this stuff starting to ship until we get closer to when we can actually pick up the trailer, and then hopefully we can orchestrate everything where it'll work out well. But we've got a lot of things to get in order, get our ducks in a row.
But if you are interested in looking at the list, you can email us at irideatinyhouse@gmail.com.
irideatinyhouse@gmail.com.
And we can send you a link, or we'll post a link to this video after it's up and running. But, and of course I add to it every time we think of something else that we need. I put it on, if it's an Amazon available product.
Yeah, but
And,
you know, we how do I put this? We love all of you and we appreciate everything, and especially those that have reached out and want to help. But we don't want you to spend a lot of money on us, okay? So we're going to do our best to do this as much as we can on our own, but every little bit does help, and we do appreciate it. How do I put that to make it sound like I'm not saying, hey, buy all my stuff for me? No, we're not doing that.
No.
Anyway,
No. This
no.
was.
But anyway, is like I say, they're telling us that don't expect to be able to pick it up till roughly around the 1st of May. So we have business to take care of during that time. There have been a few people confused, thinking that we had sold the trailer. Even some thought that once they heard that we had sold the trailer, the one that we have now, that we were going to be done with YouTube and everything else and no more of this. And no, that's not the case. We're building a new one, okay? And the people that have purchased our trailer are letting us continue to use it until the new trailer is ready to pick up. And even then, when it's ready to pick up the new trailer, they're going to let us stay in the current trailer on their property and let us bring the new trailer to their property. And we are going to conduct much of the build right there on their property. So, and this process is going to take a little bit here, just for a little while. So anyway, anything we need to address there in the comments?
No, they're just saying that you probably won't live much longer since you told my age.
I didn't tell her age. I just said that she was younger than me.
Whatever.
Anyway, and yeah, we're coming up on 50 years in July the 3rd.
And now there's some expressing their regret.
Regret of what?
That you will no longer be with us.
Oh. I think I've weathered worse storms than that over the last 49.7 years. Really?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh. What? What?
Nothing.
Oh.
Where do we send the flowers? That is yet to be determined.
Man!
Well, you would think you would know better.
Well,
I thought I'd trained you better.
I just, I don't know. I don't know what made me think that I could get away with that.
Either.
Anyway.
Okay.
So pray for me. Yeah, pray for me. Boy, Den is just, and the only reason why I can't see it too well, but I see his little yellow smiley face icon.
Will there be a rendezvous this year? Here again, we had that question last Sunday.
Yeah.
Just not sure yet. If we do try to put something together.
We would love to do one.
I mean, no, absolutely. It would be...
probably in the early fall, I would say.
Yeah, but we've got major plans in the early fall, so we'll just see how it all goes. Well, yeah, if things work out, we will be back in Northwest Arkansas. You'll be doing your music gig in October. Mm-hmm. We have a wedding the end of October. Mm-hmm. And...
Well, we'll figure it out. But we would love
September
to arrange a rendezvous. Maybe, okay. Well, September technically... Well, it all depends. If it's after September 21st, it's early fall.
This is true.
There.
Depends upon... So, that is still something we would love to do. A lot of it depends upon, the situation going on out here in the world. So...
Yeah. But things are getting better.
We will see how that works out.
Yeah, things are getting better all the time.
Because we have met so many people, and so many people have such lovely builds or are interested in the builds and just want to see other people's.
Yeah.
And it would be lovely to have us all together.
It'd be awesome.
Have a group.
Absolutely
awesome. It would
awesome.
be so much fun.
Yes, absolutely.
So... still out there in dream world.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll come together.
And we'll let us get this build going, and then as things progress on that, then we'll start addressing the possibility of a rendezvous, and then of course where to do it, which will work out for the bulk of our followers. Which, by the way, we busted 13,000 subscribers just a couple days ago.
That's just unbelievable.
Yeah. Especially
Totally
when we
unbelievable.
consider the fact that we never ask for folks to subscribe. We figure if you want to subscribe, you will.
Exactly.
And man, we appreciate that. But it just tickles us to death. And 10,000 was the milestone, and that wasn't that long ago. And now we're over 13,000. So to us, that's a big deal. We're far from being what you call a big YouTuber. We're way, way, way away from that. But still, to us, it's pretty cool. So we appreciate that as well. And of course, the bulk of our viewers, the bulk of the interest of our YouTube channel is when we do walkthroughs of other builds, and we're expecting a lot of people to come on board when we start this new build. And here in an upcoming video, and not too far in the distant future, probably the next one or the one after that, we will go ahead and it'll be a hand-drawn floor plan, but we'll at least show you the floor plan, and we'll discuss it, how everything is going to work out as far as the floor plan is concerned. A lot of these things we'll have to fine-tune after we get the trailer in possession, and I can measure down, because some of this stuff I have to have down to literally to the half-inch
Quarter.
or quarter, to make everything work the way I want it to work. But we're still trying to work it out where we can have at least a small 4-foot couch or something in this as well, which I think we're going to be able to get that done.
Couch/Bill's practice station.
Yeah.
So we're trying to incorporate.
A place where I can,
area.
sit in the trailer and practice on the guitar. I don't really have decent enough room in the trailer we have, and when we have weather that's not conducive to me pulling the guitar outside and messing with it outside, I don't get to practice as much as I would like to. So we're hoping we can make all that work as well. So
plans.
Yeah, and that was really more Deb's idea than mine, as far as making sure I can play
I
the
want a
guitar
place
and
to
practice.
paint.
Well, that's true.
Although I haven't been doing a lot of painting lately, but
Yeah.
I want a place to paint. He should have a place to practice. So
How are we doing on comments here? Anything we need to talk about?
wood is in short supply, may be expensive. Yes, lumber has gone up.
Oh, we know lumber's gone up. We've already figured that into the equation. We know that. Everything's went up. The cost of the trailer went up. In fact,
the trailer.
here's the thing. From the first quote that I got, because we were thinking about this a long time before we started talking to, telling our story. From the first quote I got to when it was time to actually try to order the trailer, the quote had went up by over $500, because and they were sorry, they were apologized, but they said, and this was over a month, it was like a month and a half or so, but they told me, they said, well, they've just had such a huge increase in materials and things like that. So it's just not wood that's went up, everything's went up. So this bill will cost us more than the last one did, because of the difference in cost of materials, obviously.
And who are we buying our trailer from?
We're getting it through Renown Trailer Sales. They're a trailer broker in Douglas, Georgia. Renown Cargo Trailer Sales. Renown Cargo Trailer Sales. And our salesperson is Tucker. And Tucker has been very, very, very helpful. And he always gets back to me in a timely manner. If he can't answer the phone right then, he gets back to me in a timely manner. I'm not bugging him right now since we actually placed the order, and it's been roughly 2 weeks.
2 weeks tomorrow.
2 weeks tomorrow since we actually placed the order for the new trailer, because I know he's got a lot going on. But
I want him to bug him.
I know that they have
an update.
Yeah, but I know that because they've got a backlog, they're going to have to start taking care of other customers that were in front of us. So that's one reason why they told us not to expect it until sometime early in May. So I will start contacting him. Probably I'll give him another couple of weeks, and then I'll start just, got an update, do you know what's happening, things like that. So,
sorry, it's too late. We've already ordered a 20-footer.
Yeah. What?
Bill was hesitant to tow anything longer than that. With our current tow rig, and we are probably going to hopefully hang on to our tow rig for a couple more years.
At least one more season with our van, and then we'll look into something else after that. Now, another reason why we went with the 20-footer, for one thing, going from the 16 to the 20, Plus, going from a 7 wide to an 8.5 wide is going to be like us moving out of a little bitty house into a castle. Okay, so the 20 foot's going to be cool. The next thing is, some of the places we've been, we had a hard time even getting our 16 footer in. And it's not just, there's so many reasons why that was an issue, you know, and I can't go into it, but because there's so many reasons why. I'd be talking for the next 2 hours on things we discovered here, there, and everywhere. But when you're making reservation in advance and you're staying 90% of the time at Corps of Engineer campgrounds, even though when you go into the Corps of Engineer site for that particular campground, sometimes they'll show a photo of the site, and then they'll have the description of the site as far as how deep it is and things like that. But we've also found at some Corps of Engineer campgrounds, whoever put together that information didn't know how to read a tape measure.
Right.
And we have also found on some of those sites, when they show a photo, if you look real closely, they're showing the same photo for every single site. So you can't go by that to make sure that you're going to fit. And we have had issues a couple of times with our 16 footer. So especially, well, we've had a few issues here and there. And that's one reason why, when, you know, just like with our Gazelle gazebo that we currently have now, we have the G5, which is the smallest version of the Gazelle gazebo. We used to have the G6, and the G6 is almost 12 feet in diameter on the inside. It's big. But we got rid of it and got the smaller one, and the reason why is because there were lots of places at Corps of Engineer campgrounds, due to the terrain, that we couldn't use it. Yeah, there wasn't a large enough spot to put it up and make it usable, you know, unless if it was, you know, on the side of a hill like that. So we went to the G5, and even though there's still sometimes that we can't use the G5, even though it's quite a bit smaller, it's roughly a little more than 8 feet in diameter on the inside as opposed to 12 feet on the other one. We found that we can use it a lot more often than we could with the G6. So here again, when it comes to some of the places that we want to try to visit, we thought it was better to go with the 20 footer. And here again, also, I just don't want to pull anything much bigger than that.
Here's a question. If I use a 20 amp service on my shore power, which uses a standard outlet, can I dog leg that from a 50 amp pole? I guess you've got a 50 amp pole to plug into, but you're wanting to go down to 20 amp, if I'm reading this correctly.
Is that the question?
Tina.
Okay, so do you have a 50?
Tiny.
Okay, do you have a 50 amp service on your trailer, or are you wanting to plug into a 50 but you have a 20 amp on your trailer? That's really, I need to know which is on which end.
If you would like to email us at irodetinyhouse@gmail.com, Bill can probably discuss that with you a little better.
I do believe that there are dog legs, but here's the thing, and man, here I go. But let's talk about 50 amp service, an RV 50 amp service, an RV 30 amp service, and a 20 amp service. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. And boy, when I did one of the electrical videos on our build that we have now, I had a lot of folks come in and comment and saying that I was all wet and didn't know what I was talking about. Well, guess what? I did know what I was talking about, and I'm sorry. But for you folks that thought I didn't know what I was talking about, but it did, okay? And I have, in our family, we have 3 master electricians in our family. So I had plenty of knowledge to tap from. So let's talk about this for a minute. Let's start with a 50 amp service, an RV 50 amp service. And an RV 50 amp service, if you were to buy an RV that was set up for 50 amp service, that particular panel will have 2 banks. The panel will be, you know, roughly like that, but it'll have 2 banks of breakers. You'll have a bank of breakers going this way from the center, and a bank of breakers going this way from the center. Okay. The reason why you have two banks of breakers like that, because on a 50 amp service, you have two hot legs, two hot wires coming in, and these are rated at 50 amps each. A 50 amp line here, a 50 amp hot leg here. This 50 amp hot leg serves this bank of breakers. This 50 amp hot leg here serves that bank of breakers. Okay. So on a 50 amp service, you have a lot more power available to you, but you'll usually find most trailers, RVs, and things like that that have a 50 amp service. The reason why they do is because they usually have two air conditioners, and one air conditioner will be powered by one air conditioner will be powered by this bank of, you know,
Okay,
one of the breakers on
way
that
too
bank,
technical
and the
for
other
most of
banker.
your
Okay,
people.
well, I'm sorry, but okay. Now that's a
Tiny,
50
I
amp
see
service.
that you did email us, so Bill will get with you
Well,
on that.
now I'm on this. Let me finish it, okay? Let me finish it. So, now, also, when you buy a 50 amp power cable, it is heavy, heavy, heavy. You know why it's heavy? Because it's got 4 wires in it, 4, like that, 4, and they're number 6. Except for maybe the ground. The ground might be a number 8, but the other 3, which is your 2 hot legs and your neutral, those are number 6. And number 6 cable is good for how many amps? 50 amps.
It's very heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. We have one. We know. Now, when you go to a 30 amp service, a lot of people think, well, you're just 20 amps less. No, no. On a 50 amp service, you have 2 hot legs at 50 amps each. On a 30 amp service, 1 hot leg at 30 amps. So you're going from 50 amps per side usable, not 100 amps total, but 50 amps on this side, 50 amps on this side. So you've got, you know, more stuff you can run. No matter how you look at it, you got more stuff you can run. That's all there is to it. You go to 30 amp, you have 1 hot leg at 30 amps. So when you have 1 hot leg at 30 amps, that's what powers everything.
Okay, we're down to 2 people.
2 people what?
You've lost them all.
I'm actually down to 2. Are you serious?
Oh,
Okay.
but you're
So-
getting boring.
But the point that I'm trying to make, if you're trying to plug into a 50 amp pole, they do have dog legs that will dog leg from a 50 down to a 30. But what they're doing, they're leaving the one side dead and only picking up off of the other side. But you actually have 50 amps coming in from one side when you dog leg down to a 30 if you're going to plug in. If there was a dog leg available that you can dog leg down to 20, that would be an awful lot of amperes that you're pushing through that 20 amp dog leg. So, but then again, if you're not going to draw any more of that in the trailer, that shouldn't be an issue. But email us. I'm glad you emailed us. I will do some research on that and I will see. But I just wanted to talk more about the difference between a 50, 30, and a 20, because a lot of people are a little confused about that. So anyway, and we will be wiring our trailer for 50 amp service for a multitude of reasons. So
Okay, once again, want to get our Amazon list. We will post that when we're done here so that you can pull that up, or email us at iridetinyhouse@gmail.com and we'll send you that list. The other way, I've had other people want to know how they contribute. It's basically, and I put the link in a time or two, it's just buy us a coffee if you want to do something like that. Here again, we're not asking people to do that.
no,
So
No.
it's there if you choose.
yeah.
That's another video, Bill, RV Electrical Basics. Oh, wow.
What now?
That's a suggestion.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, we'll cover it when we start wiring this trailer. I will cover it in depth, and I will see. I'll be using a regular house type style panel on mine, not an RV style panel.
Woo.
But we will discuss this when we do the wiring, and I will mention things that a lot of folks don't think about, is how to balance out your panel when you're running your circuits to it, to make sure that you don't have too many appliances that pull too much draw all on one side of the panel. You want to balance it out, and we'll talk about all that when we actually start doing the electrical part of the trailer. And
I don't know, Happy Place, why we don't have super chats turned on, because it just don't.
Yeah, don't have it on yet.
She's getting
Don't-
on to you.
Don't worry about it.
She wants to know
Felic-
why.
Don't worry about it, Felicity. We'll get on that, but we're okay. We're fine. Anything else there? I'm just glad she's here. Felicity, are you still here, or did you get mad and leave?
No, she's still there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, 99% sure.
Felicity and Jessity, which is
Felicity and Jessity.
Jessity. Actually, according to one of the recent videos that we watched where someone else interviewed him, it's Felicity, and her nickname is Felix.
Felix.
And Jesse is what's his name?
That's right. That's
Yeah.
what we saw.
Right. So it's Felix and what's his name. Happy Place Camping. Go check them out, folks. There, but we consider Felicity and what's his name almost like our kids. And the story of how we first met them is absolutely awesome. And we'll go ahead and tell the story right quick. I think I can abbreviate it then.
If you can.
I'll try.
Okay.
Okay, it's back when we were park attendants at Lost Bridge North Campground in Northwest Arkansas. We had just recently uploaded a video, and we revealed where we were. And anyway, right after we had uploaded this video, we were down making our rounds the next day. And I noticed this Chevrolet pickup following me around everywhere I went, while I was making my rounds down in the campground. We came back up to where the camp host spot was, which was up on top of the hill. And we went ahead and parked, got out of our cars, and this pickup had followed us up, turned around, and parked just a little ways down from us on the access road to the campground. And this beautiful young lady with long black hair jumps out of the car, and Deb's standing on the deck, and she's running up there, and she says, "It's Deb! It's Deb!" And Deb says, "Hi." And she's thinking, "Who are you?
Okay, who are you?
Yeah, who are you? Anyway, as it turns out, they were at a campground right across the lake from us at Indian Creek. Yeah, is where they were. And they were followers of ours, one of our original ones, one of the first ones that started following us a couple years ago. And anyway, they saw our video and saw that we revealed where it was, and they knew where that was and drove across. And then they ended up, when their reservations were done at Indian Creek, they went ahead and got a spot over at Lost Bridge North and stayed 3 days there. And then they came back to visit us a couple more times after that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of like our kids.
Yeah, they're kind of like our kids. We got them in kayaks for the first time too. I remember that.
We have honestly met some totally awesome people. We were just discussing that. I mean, we've met people at the campground. Right now we're next to Deb and Cal, and Marvin and Mary came to visit, and we've just,
Then Bill and Deb came to visit.
And Bill and Deb came to visit
from
yesterday.
Meemaw's Matters. Yeah,
and,
yesterday.
We enjoy so much meeting and talking to people and getting their stories, and
that's probably cooler than some of the sites we've seen and the things we've been able to do since we started this.
It's right up there.
Yeah, it's right up there with all all the cool people that we've met.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely,
sure
absolutely. Okay,
I think the wind's blowing. Okay, so we've been on for 30 minutes. Okay, any other questions we need to...
We're just talking different video ideas. They're wanting to see more recipes, and
Really?
Deb's kind of camera shy. I know you don't believe that, but it's true.
Yeah, we shot one a while back of her making some recipe, and after we were looking at the clips and everything, Deb said, "It just looked terrible."
Don't put that one up.
Yeah, so we had we'll try it again.
How long do you think the build will take?
Yeah.
We're hoping.
I was waiting for you to say. I was waiting for you to say we're hoping.
We're hoping soon.
Yeah. Here is our basic thoughts. Now the last one, it took us 1 year and 4 months, but the fact that it took 1 year and 4 months is two main reasons. One, of course, is I was working semi full time during that time. And the only time we had to work on it was the weekends. That's one thing, the reason why it took so long. The next thing was, this was all totally new to us. We had never dug into anything like this, and we didn't know what to expect. Like when we pulled all the original plywood off of the walls, to get started, we didn't know what we was going to find behind on the other side of the walls. And then, of course, when we discovered that we had some leaks where the exterior skin was overlapped at the joint every 4 foot.
That took at least 2 or 3 weekends to figure out
Yeah,
how
it
to fix it.
it took a while to figure out. Well, this time we know exactly what to do when it comes to those sort of things. I already have and I was a little nervous about working with PEX pipe, because I had always worked with PVC, and PVC I could do blindfolded, but I'd never actually worked with PEX pipe. Then I discovered after I got into it, how easy it really was, and I wouldn't even consider doing anything else but PEX pipe now. There were so many things that
and you knew nothing about 12-volt systems.
Yeah, and so I had to learn all that, and now I've got all kinds of resources and help when it comes to that sort of thing. So we really think that this one will go a whole lot faster, and quite honestly, we think we'll be, even though we've got an increase in cost of materials and things like that, we actually wasted a lot of money on the first one, because we would purchase items that we thought would work fine. Then after we tried to use them, found out that they wouldn't do really what we wanted to do. So some of them we ended up giving away, and stuff like that. Whereas this time we won't have those concerns. So we really think if we were able to concentrate solely on it, that we could do the entire build in 90 days complete, all the way. What our plan though is to, while we're at this person's house in Georgia, what we're planning on there is to get it to the point that we can sleep, shower, and use the facilities. And then we're going to start moseying back to Northwest Arkansas, but because I've got some folks there that can help me with some other things that I will need help with, and a place I can go park it while I'm working on it. So, finish cabinet work and stuff like that. All the finite stuff is when we'll do that.
Time-consuming stuff.
The stuff that I really want to come out looking really, really nice and professional looking and all that stuff. So we're still thinking we can get it done in 90 days, but the whole idea is to hope that we can get this first part done where we can go ahead and take it back to Northwest Arkansas in about 30 days or so, is what we're hoping, for
we'll
that
just
part.
see how it works.
Yeah. See how it goes.
Because it's like somebody said in here in the comments, you have 20 things you want to do and you might get 2 of them done.
We know that. Boy,
Boy,
don't we
howdy.
know that, because here again, Deb would present this huge list for me, and now I think I could accomplish more on that list now than I could have then.
Oh, I know you can, because you know what you're doing. And I know what I want. I had to think about it before.
Well, here we go.
Here we go.
But yeah, that's our thoughts.
Okay, just as a wrap up, having a great time as usual.
Yeah.
Had wonderful visitors yesterday.
Anything else we need before we go? Let's look here. Now they fade away just as I go up. Whoop. Oh my God, yes, it's list. Yeah. Come to the west. That would be cool.
Someday.
PEX
Someday.
is great. PEX is awesome. PEX is awesome. I will say, I looked at getting the big crimping tool before, but it's just the big crimping tool to use the crimp rings, on your fittings with PEX. The crimping tool was so large, and some of the places I needed to get into was pretty tight, and I never wouldn't have been able to do that. And then I found that there's also what they call pinch rings and a pinch ring tool. And that's what I used, was the pinch rings with the pinch ring tool. And the pinch ring tool is around $50. And what's neat about the one that I got, it works like a ratchet. It's like a huge pair of pliers, but it's got a ratchet set up on it. And there's a little blue LED light that comes on when you've reached the proper tension on it. And it's just real simple, The main thing is making sure you get the crimp ring in the right spot towards the end of the PEX pipe when you slip it over the fitting. And that's what you got to be most concerned about to make sure you get a good seal. But I found that the pinch ring tool worked great and the pinch rings worked great. And there was a few places that I couldn't even get that into, so then I used the Shark Bite push to connect fittings on that, and it was awesome. And we have not had one single leak anywhere in the plumbing. So, and we've been down some pretty rough roads. Keep in mind, folks, when we make these builds, They are rolling earthquakes when we're pulling them down the road. So you got to take that into consideration when you're running your wires and when you're doing your plumbing and things like that. You got to consider all that stuff because these things are rolling earthquakes going down the road. What else?
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to post the Amazon link.
Okay.
I've put up the link to buy us a coffee if you choose to do that. Don't know if we'll do another live feed. We're going to be here a couple of more weeks. We might, because we have such good internet right here.
Yeah, at this spot.
At this spot.
Not back where we're camped, but
No.
at this spot. But we hopped in the van and ran down here right quick because right here our upload speeds are really good.
Really
So,
good. So
I don't think anybody complained of any buffering or anything.
No, I didn't see anything
Good.
like that.
Fantastic.
And we really, really appreciate all of you joining us this morning, as always.
Of course. Always. Thank you so much for coming on and visiting with us for a little bit this morning. Maybe we'll do one more before we go.
Maybe so.
Yeah, before we leave this area and start moseying back to Arkansas, and we'll just see how the internet is as we go back.
Okay.
But
Sounds
then
like a plan.
we're gonna take a couple of weeks to get back. We're
Right.
not gonna we're hoping that the cold weather will, start moving back up north.
Time we get there, we're hoping it'll be summer.
Stay a
Spring at least.
little ahead of us, as we're moseying back that direction. So anyway, anything else, babe?
Nope, don't think so.
All right, folks, we're going to say goodbye. It's really been a blast visiting with everybody, and we'll talk more later. That's all I can say. And we'll be uploading some videos here shortly. We're going to run to Cedar Key this coming week.
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
probably
checking the weather to see when it's going to be pretty.
We're going to look and see what the best day is for that, and run over to Cedar Key and look at all that, and we'll get some footage for you on all that too as well. And we'll be uploading a video here before long. We'll show the floor plan of the trailer, the basic floor plan, and we probably will include the kayaking video in that one. So we'll have something for everybody on that next one that we have coming up. All right? Okay. We'll see y'all later. And remember, folks, this is Bill and Deb with I Ride Tiny House Adventures, and as we always say, we're not camping.
We're living.
Yeah. You guys get out there and do some living yourself. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.